Today's video is all about early game overpowered missable potions and what to use them for. So at the very start of the game, you do the Nautiloid, which is basically a tutorial. Then you find yourself on the beach here. You run a little bit north. There's a few things that happens. There's a goblin fight outside of a town gate, and then once you're inside the town, this is the Emerald Grove. I'm going to show you exactly where to go. Now, if you went west, if you go too far west or too far southwest, you will miss this vendor, because this vendor only appears at exactly this moment in the game. And there's some powerful potions that you can get at a very, very early level. As early as level 2, which you should be level 2 by the time you reach this point, unless you're playing some sort of wizard with very high jumping ability. But you go right here to X191, Y547, talk to Auntie Ethel, and she's got potions. We're just here to trade. And she has the super powerful Potion of Invisibility, and she usually has 1 to 2 or sometimes 3 Elixir of Hill Giant Strength. She will always have these potions. They completely break the early game. And you may be thinking, well, I can't afford these potions. And yes, you can. If you've been looting things, you can absolutely afford some of these potions. Just sell what you got. You can even sell your scrolls. And, you know, there you go. You don't really need the scrolls, and I'll share that for another video. Scrolls are completely pointless. They're basically just money. But you definitely want to pick up these 2 potions. And they have so many uses in this game. It's insane. I'm going to share just a bunch of them with you now. So one of the first uses in the game is increasing your strength so that you can pick up targets, carry them to somewhere more secluded, and kill them to skip entire storyline battles and cheese the game. So for instance, we have Aaron here, or Aaron, whatever you want to call him. If I were to use improvised melee weapon, I can actually pick this dude up because he is a halfling, he is lightweight, and I can carry him somewhere where there's not so many people, and then I can, you know, here we go, we're going to pick him up, and, well, did they patch it? Or is it just him? Because normally, like, when I do that, yeah, there we go, so it's working. So this is how you can move NPCs. You can just improvise weapon and grab them, but you need a lot of strength to do this, right? And so it's not going to let me do it over there for some reason. But in most parts of the game, you can totally do it. Whereas if I go over here to this character and try to pick them up, too heavy to pick up, well, they're not too heavy now that I have this Elixir of Hill Giant Strength. 21 strength for the rest of the day. Now I can pick them up and I can carry them wherever I want, which, you know, if I wanted to carry them like over here where people aren't going to look at me, there we go. So we can just move him around, and then I'm going to cancel before I actually throw, allowing me to, well, now I have him in a secluded area where we can just kill this dude before he would raise any suspicion. And, you know, that's just one of the many uses. Just having strength, 21 strength, makes you deal way more damage than you normally do. It's quite insane. Now, we can get another one of these potions that increase your strength to 27, but that's a topic for another video, so make sure you check out my other videos. And you can get that as early as level 6. I'm going to make a whole separate video because it's a huge process. But also, the invisibility potion allows you to not get trigger cutscenes for storyline. It allows you to combine the potion of invisibility, go into a hostile area, pick up the boss, and just, you know, carry him blissfully away and throw him off a cliff. And then that's the whole boss fight. You don't have to fight the entire room of minions. You don't have to fight any of the traps or any of the cutscene shenanigans. The Invis Potion and the Giant Strength Potion combined is an extremely insanely overpowered combination in the early game to skip a lot of things and to just be broken. But there's even more uses. It allows you to do so much more in Act 1 and the rest of the game. One of my favorite uses for these 2 potions in Act 1 is as soon as I hit level 3, I take Lae'zel and I beeline it over here to the Githyanki Patrol. Now, these guys are level 5, this guy's level 12, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the Invis Potion and the Hill Giant Strength Potion to basically have a chance to disarm this character, because if I get close to here, not invisible, it triggers a cutscene. If you try to stealth, this dragon will always see you. The only way to get this weapon is to go invisible, and drinking this Hill Giant Strength Potion dramatically increases your chance to disarm this guy. So we're going to chug the potions. There we go. And then when we go down, we will be able to stand directly behind him undetected without triggering a cutscene, and then use Disarming Strike and get the second best greatsword in the game as early as Act 1. Disarming Attack, 88% chance to hit. I'm level 3. This is a level 3 Lae'zel. Nothing special. Just default Lae'zel. And let's see if it works. Okay, it dropped. There we go. First try. So you can see here that we have the Silver Sword of the Astral Plane. Look at this sword. This is an Act 3 weapon. You're not supposed to get this until Act 3. And we can just grab it now as soon as we hit level 3 at the start of the game, thanks to those 2 potions. And if you're new and you think that we spent a lot of gold on those potions, there's a way to get infinite gold as early as level 6. You could technically do it earlier than that. There's so many ways to get lots and lots of gold in this game. I'm going to make videos for those separately. This video is about grabbing that sword, which unfortunately she didn't survive to pick it up. But hey, you know, that's what reloads are for. Anyway, I just want to show that it is possible to loot this sword, and it's something I do in every one of my playthroughs because it makes the game a breeze. So here is an example of what I'm talking about. So instead of going in here, triggering a cutscene, doing a bunch of, you know, checks, and then having to fight everyone in this room, you can just go invis and then use the Hill Giant Strength Elixir here to basically just move any character that you want. So now that I'm invisible, I can run right up next to this character and not trigger the cutscene. And yeah, I could just kill him by shoving him off. You honestly should not kill Drawer by Chasm, simply because he's got really good loot on him, which I don't want to spoil. But we can just pick him up, and as long as there's like a line, that means we have a clear like walking path. So we're just going to walk him into this room, curve around like so, and curve around over here. Oh, see how the line kind of broke there? So we're gonna go ahead and commit to that action, and there we go. We just picked up Drawer Ragslin, and we're just carrying him over. And again, you can't do this without high strength. And I'm actually gonna cancel, and then I'm gonna turn base mode, and I'm gonna drag him some more. I'm actually gonna drag him right here. There we go. And then I'm gonna cancel that, and now he's on the bridge. I'm gonna move Lae'zel off the bridge, and then Shadowheart's going to punch the support beam, dropping him to his death. There we go. So he's I don't know why it played that, but there he goes, down into the pit. He's dead. Now, unfortunately for us, killing Drawer Ragslin has a hard-coded flag to make all the goblins in the whole world hostile to you forever. There's no avoiding that, and that's just the game's coding, but most enemies don't have any kind of special scripts that do that. Just Drawer Ragslin for some reason. But say this was any other boss. You could literally do this to any boss in the game with this method. It's insane. Also, having high strength just in general lets you pass certain checks during cutscenes. It makes you harder to push in combat. It makes you easier to push people in combat. For instance, this guy, he's starting some trouble, and we're going to push him off the boat. Now, right now, this character has 16 strength. So if I do the check, it is a +3 from strength, which means I need to roll 15 plus 3. I can even here it is, the Elixir of Hill Giant Strength. That is another +2 if I wanted to use that. So again, that just helps. But look, of course I failed it, right? But so let's just go ahead and fight this guy so you can see just how easy it is for them to shove me off into the water. This is without the Strength Elixir. And we're just going to intern here, let them do their thing, right? And they will almost always guaranteed shove this character into the water. That's just what they do. They jump over, they attack, and then they use their shove bonus action, and then into the water I usually go. For some reason that one didn't do it though. I guess the AI was feeling generous. Alright, so we're just gonna intern just so you can see how easy it is for them to shove me around, because without strength, very hard to do. If they would get to it already, let's go. Throw me in the water. I'm waiting. It's just me on this boat. Anytime now. And there you go. Whoop! And that's death. That's a game over right there. Well, I mean, that was the only character I sent, so his spirit floats back to shore. Now, this time we have 21 strength, so it makes it much harder for them to shove our character off. We should be able to resist their shoving. I mean, sometimes they still manage to pass it. It's just a % chance, you know? Anyway, that's the video. That's the uses. It's super broken. You don't want to skip on these potions. You don't want to bypass it. You want to make sure that you path straight to that vendor at the start of every one of your playthroughs. Pick up those potions. It makes the rest of the game super easy. And let's see them. They're not even attempting to shove. I guess the % chance is way too low now. But with that said, please leave a like on the video. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. What other broken, crazy early game potions besides like speed potions and chests? I mean ones that you can literally just go buy or craft immediately at the start of the game. I will be covering the level 6 version of the same video with the 27 strength elixirs and a few other really, really good elixirs as well. So with that said, I'll see you in the next video. On the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely click, and if you don't click it, then you're going to get bad rolls on your next playthrough.